Greetings, Devans. One piece of advice to the seekers on the path of truth and light and on the path of liberation. That is, if you would like to take this advice, is that whatever is the level of perception, whatever is the level of understanding, the capability of understanding, we must only ponder on those areas. If we do not understand a certain thing, it is better to let go of it at that moment and await for the right time for the inner consciousness to awaken and let you give the clarity on what is that about. It can be any topic that we see here in spirituality, or it can be any quotes that we are sharing on the internet. There are many quotes which we cannot understand. At the same time, it might be teachings of Mahapurushas, great ones, enlightened ones. And at the same time, it can be scriptures, the divine scriptures of the highest order. So, one inquisitiveness is always there for the seekers, that we want to know more. We want to understand more. We want to relate to more things so that we have clarity on the path. But let me tell you one thing. If you really want clarity on the path, it is not in making an effort and trying to unreveal something which is beyond your perception. Like in books, we look at things in the books, we may not understand certain concepts. There are so many things, there's abundant and infinite kind of information out there. We might not understand everything. Please understand, what is meant for you will come in your hand, and that will make sense to you. Whatever makes sense to you, properly, thoroughly, which you can read or listen and digest it in your life, assimilate it, and bring it into your life. Bring that aspect into your life. If that is happening, that's the ideal thing that is happening for you, because every step you will have different kind of information coming up. Every step. So it is better if you see or you tumble into something which you cannot understand, or somebody says something you cannot understand. Even in my live or my talks which I am doing, if you don't understand, it's okay. It's okay not to understand. Let go of that thing. Do not try to attempt to unwind it. Then you are only using your brain. It's your logic work. It's the mind's play. And that might not make even proper sense to you, because what the mind attempts to read or listen or understand or perceive, the translation is very poor by the mind. It has to always be in your experience. It has to come from your inner being, that understanding, that awareness, that conscious knowledge, that conscious wisdom must erupt from within. And if that conscious knowledge is mature enough at that state of evolution, then whatever you perceive from your panchendriya, from your five senses, that will relate to the inner wisdom and it will make proper sense to you. So that's how it is meant to be. Your inner wisdom is supposed to relate with your outer experiences. Both, when they come together, it is called anubhuti, or an experience, a profound experience, and from that comes conviction. So this is the step-by-step process, day ones, in our journey that we got. Don't bang your head into things that you can't understand, because often I get people asking me to translate my own quotes, or sometimes what I share quotes of some others, or from Upanishads or some great masters. I didn't understand this, please explain this to me. Very difficult. Sometimes people ask me to explain about scriptures. They take a certain Upanishad in your hand and then they say, I'm reading this, please guide me. It cannot happen that way. It really cannot happen that way. That shows just an impatience to grab and grasp more than your container can hold. And that will only lead to indigestion. So please understand, whatever comes your way, in your hand or in your five senses, whatever comes across that, how will you know what is best for you? It will appeal to you from within and it will start clicking to you. If it doesn't click to you, wait for it. It's okay not to understand. Please understand this. It's okay not to understand every single thing. It's my own personal experience which I am sharing. I have never asked a single word with anyone in my whole life. I have just awaited that inner wisdom to emanate, or if it doesn't make sense, I just keep it up. I know that's not meant for me. It might be meant for something else, or it is not meant for my state of evolution, because I have to reach to that level from within. How do I reach within? Just do the practices, whatever you're doing. Whichever practice, whichever path, whatever you're doing, do that. Because whichever path you follow, it only cleanses your chitta. When it cleanses your chitta, you reach to a state where this inner wisdom erupts by itself. One Mahatma in the Himalayas told me, very clearly he told me that all these things that you're seeing here, tapas and sadhana and bhajan and gyan and contemplation, chantan, manan, shravan and karma yoga, the bhakti, the devotion that you see, and the japa that they do, the mantra sadhana, the kundalini sadhana, everything what you see here is all only to lead to chitta shuddhi. He said that is an instrument. That thing will not deliver you. Are you getting this very clear? That process, that mechanism, that what do you call, the material that you use for your upliftment, that is only meant for your chitta shuddhi. Once you go to chitta shuddhi, from there things open up from within. See, this is what even Sri Ramana explained very clearly. The outer guru comes only to introduce you to your inner guru. What does this mean? The outer guru comes and gives you all kind of materials which can help you in your growth. Because he knows that you are not yet capable of tapping into your inner wisdom yet. Your inner light is not yet strong enough. So he becomes the light. God's light comes through the guru, and that light is shared with you, and lot of devices, lot of practices are shared by the person, the outer guru. For what? Chitta Shuddhi. So once you reach the state of Chitta Shuddhi, things emanate from inside. That is what Sri Ramana meant, that the outer guru leads you to your inner guru. So till that time, all these things will keep on churning. So it is needed to go through everything. You can't discard this. If there are vrittis, if there are vasanas, if there are all these samskaras, tendencies, latent tendencies that are holding us back, then just means it needs certain kind of practices to eradicate that. Even Sri Ramana said that. You need that to eradicate and bring your chitta to a certain level. When it comes to that level, then you don't leave anything or you don't quit anything, nothing. It happens by itself. This is what the Himalayan master told me there. He said, you don't have to quit or leave anything. This is a normal prakriya that happens, that things shed off by itself. So that is why it is advised, don't shed off before you are ready. It's not going to happen. That is the same thing with even the Himalayan yogis. If you want to go to Himalaya, and if there are a lot of attachments and comfort and all those things, you cannot go there. So first you have to shed off all these things to be in that kind of a zone, to work there. So every path is that way. So that is why Sri Ramana also said, if you are not able to abide in the self and all that, practice the other things like breath control and all those things. Because what is breath? Breath control is nothing, no control. It's pranayama, simply. Practice pranayama. So that you attain chitta shuddhi. The impressions get wiped off. And then when that happens, then things are easy for you. So this is what he said. And the more rigid the karma, the more rigid the practices. That is what the Himalayan Swamiji told me, jitna jatil tapas kisi ka, utna jatil karma. Means the more stronger the tapas or the practice one does, it is an indication that much of stock or that much of rigidity is there. The karmic stuff is there within. So that is why some Mahapurushas don't need to do sadhanas, because they have done it in their previous life. What did they do? They brought their chitta, their consciousness, the soul to a certain level of evolution from where it is becoming easy. But they left the body before that thing happened, and then the new birth that they take, it becomes very easy for them. That is why I always say, do not measure each other. Don't say that person is sending that I need to do that, copy that. No. Or that person is not doing, why should I do? Or that person is doing, why should I not do? Everybody's journey is unique. Because everybody is at different states of consciousness. And that is what I want to say. If you are in a certain state of consciousness, Abide in that, live in awareness. Be fully aware of wherever you are, whatever you are, however you are. Accept that particular state of your evolution very beautifully. Restrict nothing, reject nothing, fight nothing. Let there be no friction on anything. Let it be a life of awareness and go with what comes to you. Whatever has to come to you will keep coming at the right time, because that's how the cosmos functions. There is no one rigid way, this only. That is why I always say you cannot catch 10 people and make them do one particular process, because everybody's chitta is at different states. Everybody's prakriti, the nature is at different state. So if they are made to do that, then they are bound. I've seen so many people that are stuck there. It doesn't make sense to most of them. It doesn't happen. Naturally, it's not happening. So they force themselves on certain things. And then they wonder why the whole world is doing it, why it's not. That is because you are not adapting yourself to where you are. You are not accepting yourself the way you are. You are trying to impose what others are imposing. That is why we must be very careful when we impose things on people. We do not know whether our imposition, even out of goodwill, even out of pure intention, if we force things on something else, do this, isme tumhara kalyan hai, it can even break that person, or take that person down, or keep that person suspended for a long time. What all of us need is awareness of this thing. You must be completely conscious and aware of all these things. When you are an aware, an awakened being, conscious being, what happens is, what I am talking right now will come in a very natural way. Like I did not prepare for this video, nothing. Just on the video, somebody had asked me about this, make me understand. I said, no, this is not right. You must just accept where you are. And I just came to say that, but many things come out. So this comes from the anubhutis. These come from the experiences that I have had. And that whenever I speak something and what is there within, when they both meet together, it comes like beautiful, precious words for those who want to relate to it. Now, this video I am making, it might not relate to everybody, and that's perfectly okay. It is meant for somebody. For whom it is meant, it will reach you, and if it reaches you, it will make sense to you, and the moment it makes sense to you, inside your inner being will align perfectly with this whatever I am talking about, and it will give you a conviction. Yes, this is true. Satya hai. This might not happen with everyone. So it is not meant for that. This is why I say spirituality is very simple, we complicate it. Just live in a life of awareness. Be whatever you are. Things are happening, let it happen. Things are not happening, let it not happen. Just be aware. Be in your being. And then you will see something from inside also starts motivating you. Sometimes something from inside also starts guiding you. Listen to that voice. Not God speaks always through outside. Not the Guru speaks always through outside. The Guru can speak through your inside. God can speak to you through your inside. For inside, you have to become antramukhi. You have to turn inward. You cannot connect inside if you are always bahimukhi, outside. Bahimukhi is all these things. We are grabbing and trying to see and trying to find out, trying to study, trying to explore and trying to gain more knowledge. It will not happen. Bahimukhi stuff. Instead of investing that time and energy in all that, invest your time and energy in being centered in awareness and just be aware of yourself. Whatever the Guru also has given you gyan, everything will start showing up from within. The deepest, what the Guru meant to the core, that will start revealing itself. If you are always just bahimukhi and not antarmukhi, if you are not connected inside, then what the Guru has said also, you will only have a superficial outlook. You will only have this gyan, the buddhi, only the mind knowledge you will have. Just the information will be stored. And that information can become a big obstacle, because then adambars. Then you create all the rituals, then you create all the do's and don'ts, then you go with that Purana, that rigidity, that this is what was said to me, without even understanding. We won't understand the fundamentals, but we'll say, oh, it is a rule. The Guru has told a rule, or the God has told a rule, or a scripture or a religion has told a rule, I must follow it rigidly. No, it doesn't go by that. All these rules and rudivata, whatever that is called, or the orthodox, the conservative, the strong fanatism, all this comes from information only. It's not connected with it. You cannot become a fan or fanatic if you are an inner being. You can become a devotee. You can fall in love with your master, with the God, with the Ishta, with Prakriti, with everything. You can just fall in love and be aligned with it. But you will never become a follower or a fan. Follower or a fan are just following from here. There's no need to follow. If you're aligned with your higher beings, whomever you called it, even the ascended master, if you're aligned, then no need to follow them. When you go to follow them, then you need to read the books that they write. Then you need to dig into the videos. Then you need to, because it's all your indriyas, always tapping from outside. When will that come, that you are centered inside and you see the wisdom happening from within? What all the Mahatmas, all the Mahapurushas, all the masters have taught is nothing new, my dear. It is all there. Where? It is there in the eternal truth. Where is the eternal truth? Reflecting inner being. That is why when you are connected here, whatever Guru Mukh say, whatever comes, you can relate with it. You need not actually reach out through your ears and eyes only for that information. One shabd, one sentence that the Guru speaks, the rest of the sentence, the rest of the page and rest of the book also will be inside. You will know the rest. Automatically there is an inner knowing. This is the power of awareness. The awareness is aware of everything. Awareness is completely conscious of everything. So, this is just a small piece of advice that came to my mind. If it can help you, definitely follow this. If not, it was not meant for you. You can discard this with much divine love and light to all of you. May we all evolve. Stay blessed.